Hey everyone, this is Cynthia, psychic and astrologer. Um, I do want to point out that for today, we're going to be discussing from January 3rd through January 5th. Now, as we're getting out of the moon in Capricorn, and then obviously the new moon in Capricorn on the 2nd, we are going to be entering the sign of Aquarius. Now, on January 2nd, Mercury did enter um, the sign of Aquarius. Now, later on in the month, we are going to be having a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius on January 14th, and it'll go direct on February 4th. So, these next couple days, I do want to discuss on from January 3rd through January 5th for each sign and what you can expect that will be coming up for you, or just some of the energy that's going to be coming up. So, let's get started. Aries. So, a big part of the next couple days is really going to be about friendships, groups, organizations, socializing, and building new connections. Now, one of the things that I also keep getting is that around January 5th, finances and financial obligations are going to be highlighted for you. But this could also bring about some great opportunities to make more money and build great financial security. Now, you may sometimes feel a bit overwhelmed, but I really feel that you can easily run into some great opportunities to build more financial security for yourself. Now, one of the days that I really do enjoy for you, like I said, is about January 5th. Now, the energy really stands out, especially in the evening hours. So, this could actually bring about an opportunity for you or something that you hear about. Now, this could also really be even a good time for you to build more financial security regarding the future of your savings, investments, or other opportunities that can build more security for yourself. Now, I would say anywhere from about maybe 8 p.m. and on, you might hear about this. So keep an eye around that time. But the energy is actually really quite active and very positive that I think you'll actually like. So the big one for you is about finances, social and opportunities and connections there. Taurus. Now, for Tauruses, the focus is really going to be about your career, but also in connection to friendships, groups, and organizations. Now, even though you're going to notice a social increase of communication with family and friends, this could also be a time where you feel more sympathetic, compassionate, and willing even to compromise with family and friends. This could also be a time where you are expanding your horizons of people you connect with. And this could build a social group and an increase of a social group and a social connection. So, the one thing that stands out is about career. Um, Even though as we were getting into the new year, it didn't really stand out too much, but it's gonna stand out here these next couple days. So I don't know if you're gonna be maybe looking to bring in some financial opportunities there for you, or maybe you're offered an opportunity to build more income there. And you'll probably notice that around the 4th and the 5th of these days. So that's something that I would say keep an eye out for. Gemini. You alone are a very active, social, high energy kind of sign. So these 2 days are not an exception at all. Now, as Mercury enters um, the ninth house for you, this is actually even going to be a time of expanding your horizons, wanting to learn something, maybe even going back to school to take on some classes and courses to further your career or even to get some kind of certification. So that's going to be going on. The one thing I did want to point out is that when the Mercury retrograde begins, which is January 14th, the only warning that I will give you if you're going to school, many times Mercury retrogrades don't help you because it could be an indication of failing on a test or exam where you might have to take it again or maybe even take the class again. So whether it's like real estate exam, regular test exam, math, regular topics there, you may find yourself not doing well or well enough that you need to take it again. So just be aware of that. Hopefully, any kind of tests or exams you do have to take, you take it before the 14th or after the Mercury retrograde has come to an end, which is February 4th, if you can wait after that time. But just be aware something like that can happen. The energy is going to be upbeat, and career opportunities do stand out more after the 5th. But right now, I think it's going to be about expanding your horizons. Now, there could also be the possibility of taking a trip, planning a trip, maybe even seeing to plan something later on. It doesn't have to be right now. It could be for like the summertime or late in the year. And this could actually be a time where you might be making a plan like that. Now, Cancer. So, this is actually going to be quite an interesting time because it's not just about travels, but I think a big part of it is going to be more about financial obligations connected to others. Now, one of the things that I do want to point out is so you have Mercury entering your eighth house, joint resources, taxes, credit cards, and loans. We have a Mercury retrograde starting January 14th. I've seen many times when Mercury retrogrades in that same house, there's issues with credit, credit reports, um, maybe things that were hidden suddenly become exposed financially. And that's where I would say from January 14th through early February is where all this would come out in the open. If you have been looking to clean up your credit, maybe you're looking to get a house or a car, I would definitely check your credit report to make sure no, you know, crazy things aren't on your report there that you didn't know about before. Or maybe if you were already in the process of cleaning things out, and they said, "Okay, we're gonna remove it off your credit report," but they never did, then you have to contact them again to say, "Hey, you said you were gonna remove this and you didn't." Things like that. The process many times can take a good 30 days or even 60 days before it really gets, removed. And sometimes something like that can appear as a different type of account, like a collections. And then you have to do that all over again. So kind of look into things like that, if you are in the process of cleaning things up, I don't doubt that things maybe slowly start coming out in that sense. And then with around January 5th, maybe even into January 6th, this can actually be a time of being open to travels, whether it's around this time or late in the year. This could also be a time of connecting with family, especially family that does not live nearby. So it's a great time to show compassion and consideration to others, and also a great time to reach out and connect with others. And this is actually going to be really working out for you to where you build a stronger connection. And I think this will actually help to build that strength. This is also a good time if you are looking maybe to take on some new studies or classes. If you are looking to take on some new studies, I think that would actually work great for you. So it's definitely great opportunities for you to grow and to be open to the next chapter of your life. Like I said, any kind of financial obligations or issues that you need to take care of, I would say start looking into it now because you don't need something to kind of come at you at last minute. At the same time, the eighth house also rules taxes. We are getting into tax season, and there could be discrepancies with your taxes or dealing with your taxes or taking care of your taxes. So that could be another issue, whether you're wanting to deal with it, not wanting to deal with it. So, something that I would say, however well you can take care of it, can actually help you out a long way. Leo. So, Mercury is going to be entering your partnership house on January 2nd. So, this is actually going to be a time when the moon is going to be going from your sixth house to your seventh house. The energy from January 3rd and 4th is actually going to be about focusing on others. Now, when you get to January 5th and into January 6th, the energy is going to be focusing on finances and financial obligations. So this is actually going to be a time to focus on from budgeting, saving, taking care of taxes, credit, loans, and so forth. Now, with Mercury in your eighth house, in your partnership house, there's going to be a Mercury retrograde, after January 14th. So this could actually bring about old unresolved issues with a partner. The partner could be someone personal, professional. It could be someone close to you. Now, if anything, this is actually a good time to, like I said, resolve old issues. Um, it's also going to be a really good time to take care of anything that has been kind of bothering you that need to be dealt with and worked out. Yes, this could actually bring about somebody of your past back into the present. There's no indication that states that there's going to be a reconciliation, maybe a reconnection, but not a reconciliation. Now, the energy is positive for financial obligations, especially connected to bonuses, commissions, loans, taxes, credit cards, especially on around January 5th. So, this can actually be a great opportunity and a great time for you, like I said, to build or to gain through one of these sources or resources. Virgo. So it's going to be a time to focus on your health and well being. Mercury also enters your sixth house of work, service, and health. Now, this could also be a time to take care of any health related issues, or also to notice an increase of um, emails, text messages, and phone calls. Now, it's a really positive time for you for partnerships and relationships on January 5th. And this could actually be a great time to resolve any issues, work out any issues, and to show a sense of compromise and compassion to others. Now, this could actually be a time where it brings about what I would call a soulmate or someone you feel a spiritual connection to. So if you are out there dating on around January 5th, this could actually be a significant time for your dating and your love life. And this could be someone significant and serious for you. Now for Libra. So the fifth house is actually significant. What's interesting though is so Mercury enters your fifth house of love, service, love and creative projects and children on January 2nd. But we're going to have a Mercury retrograde in this same house starting January 14th. So this could bring about somebody from your past back into the present. This could bring about a reconciliation, maybe just a reconnection. But this could also bring about secrets from others, whether the secret has been kept from you or from them. This could include things that you didn't know about with them, things that they were keeping from them, or you were keeping from them. So it's either them to you or you to them. Maybe it also involves cheating. So this, hopefully not. Um, but the next 3 weeks from that time could reveal a lot. Maybe about if you are out there dating and meeting new people, maybe you hear something or find out something about them that they didn't tell you at the beginning, or they finally admit to you about it during that time. Now, and this is actually a really good time these next couple days of being social, being outgoing, meeting somebody new. But like I said, when that Mercury retrograde hits, that could tell a lot, or it reveals things that maybe you were not expecting or counting on about this person. So, Scorpio, the energy is actually pretty active regarding the home, regarding love, regarding children, and creative projects. This is actually a great time to show your most artistic abilities there, whether it's writing, music, putting videos together, crafting, creating. This is a great time for you to show your most artistic abilities there. It's also a good time to work out any issues or problems with a partner, a lover, someone close to you. Now, Mercury does enter your fourth house of home. Um, Especially around January 14th. We are going to have a Mercury retrograde later on after the 14th. And so during that time, there could be issues that need to be worked on or taken care of, or repairs or renovations in the home. And that could get a little costly if you aren't expecting it, obviously. Could be something breaks down like an appliance. Usually it's something electrical, um, but sometimes it could just be maybe your internet goes wacky on you or something. So just something to be aware of. But the overall energy is actually really good when it comes down to work and finances and opportunities for work and finances that could bring about money and more financial opportunities there for you. So that should be looking pretty good and pretty active. Sagittarius. So, as you're going from focusing on your finances, you're then going to start to focus on um, travel, short trips, communication, siblings, neighbors, family members. So, you're going to notice the pace picking up with communication through emails, text messages, phone calls. Mercury also enters your third house of short trips and communication. Now, this is actually going to continue throughout the month, but we are going to be having a Mercury retrograde starting January 14th in your third house. So, this could create issues with electronics, vehicles, computers, cell phones, telephones. If you have been dealing with any issues with vehicles and electronics and so forth. So just be prepared. There could be some wacky things happening. Maybe you do need to make some repairs. And finally, take care of some issues that maybe you've been ignoring or neglecting, and now it's time to take care of it. But definitely, you're also going to be focusing on the home, maybe some decorating or designing, especially closer to January 5th. But overall, I expect the pace of the communication and the increase, maybe even of taking a bunch of short trips around town to actually pick up and increase here soon. Capricorn. So, finances and financial obligations are going to be highlighted here. We are still dealing with the new moon in your sign these next 2 weeks. Now, with Mercury also entering your second house of earned income, there could be issues dealing with finances and financial obligations when Mercury starts its retrograde cycle starting January 14th. There could be issues of getting paid or getting paid properly. So, look out for that. Make sure that doesn't happen. Now, you're also going to be focusing on possible any short trips, maybe a short trip to a place near water, maybe a lake, or just hanging out at the pool. But communication will be picking up here later on, and especially around the 5th and the 6th. So that should be pretty interesting. But I think the big one is going to be about the finances and when Mercury starts coming into your second house, which just started on January 2nd, but will start to retrograde starting January 14th for 3 weeks. So look out for that. Hopefully, nothing bad happens, but it's one of those things of just be prepared. Maybe some weird things that happen regarding your finances. So anything that you can avoid, just try to just be on the lookout. Not saying something will really happen, but sometimes even the weirdest things like not getting paid properly on your paycheck, something as minor as that, which is a major thing, especially if the not getting paid properly could add up to hundreds or thousands, we don't know. But just certain things to worry about or to focus on, and hopefully nothing like that ends up happening. Aquarius. So the moon enters your own sign and house here on the 3rd and the 4th before moving on to Pisces, which is your second house. So this is actually going to be a very active time for you, taking care of a lot of tasks and projects, being social and outgoing. Now, Mercury will be entering your own sign on January 2nd, but will be starting a retrograde cycle January 14th. So this could bring about issues with electronics, vehicles, computers, cell phones, telephones. There might be some things that you need to repair or replace. Now, one of the things that I do like financially for you is January 5th. That's a very positive financial date to keep an eye out for. Maybe you receive a job offer or an opportunity to make more money. Maybe you run into opportunities to make more money. So definitely keep an eye on that date. The one thing maybe right now to keep an eye out for would be the Mercury retrograde because it is going to be in your own sign. This could be bringing issues with electronics. It could bring people from your past back into the present. It could be good, it could be bad, I don't know. But this could also help in resolving old issues. Pisces. So the moon enters your 12th house on the 3rd and the 4th before entering your own sign starting January 5th and January 6th. So, what I do like is that on January 5th, Venus and Neptune, which is currently in your own sign, have a great connection with each other. So I think that's really going to bring about a couple pleasant days for you. Your intuition and your psychic abilities will really get stronger during that time. Any issues or decisions that you need to look out for, or that you need to make, whether it's related with finances, career, or the home, looking great during that time. So I think that's really going to be beneficial for you. So that's on the 5th, but the moon is in your sign the 5th and the 6th. So that's great. Now, Mercury actually enters your 12th house of secrets and solitude on January 2nd, but will retrograde starting January 14th for 3 weeks. So, I always say that Mercury in the 12th house kind of reminds me when you have many thoughts and ideas running through your head, but you don't write them down. So, I would say write them down. This could actually even bring about situations and issues that you need to take care of. You may feel a little disorientated or maybe just confused. So that's why I always say write things down. You may need to take care of some issues all over again. Maybe it's revising or changing certain things around, especially if it involves a project. But the energy is actually going to be pretty active for you. So all these thoughts and ideas, I would say, is great, but write things down. So overall, the energy is going to be great. The moon is going to be in your sign on the 5th and 6th. Great energy. Venus and Neptune connect so well together on that day of the 5th. Can't go wrong. Great time to be creative and maybe design a room, decorate a room, make some changes around the home. I think you'll like the energy. And like I said, it's a good time to just focus on making any kind of decisions or starting some projects that can easily work out great for the long term for you.